Psychic Focus at psychicfocus.blogspot.com, and today I wanted to look at a lot of things centered around Venezuela. I have a few different questions that came to me, so I thought I would compile them and do one larger posting for those of you that are curious about what's going on, some of the rumors that are out there in the media. So I'll go ahead and get started. So the first question says, nearly the entire country of Venezuela was under darkness for many days. President Maduro claims the electric grid was sabotaged by the U.S. Some claim that the U.S. used a variant of the Stuxnet virus. It's a computer virus to cause the water outflow to increase from their largest dam, thereby increasing the frequency of the AC output of electric. If this is true, this could plausibly destabilize the country's electric grid. Did the U.S. or some other country do this? Basically, they're saying, was some computer virus inflicted upon them that controlled the opening and closing of their dam, which basically sucked a lot of power, creating a destabilization within their grid, which led to the blackout. So when I looked at this and thought about it, I got that I did see interference with Venezuela in an attempt to make them weak and force the current government into submission. There's a lot of things going on with Venezuela, a lot of social unrest, and I just saw that this was added to it, trying to force this current government, this current regime to step down. And then I flashed to a TV show where the electric and water were cut off during a hostage situation to force the criminals into this desperate situation where they were ready to deal. They were ready to negotiate. And I got that other utilities feel like they're at play here too. So I don't necessarily think that this is going to be only an electric issue. I get, if it hasn't happened already, other utilities will also find themselves in this hostage situation. I did see that the U.S. had some kind of involvement, and it looked like a small rogue team, and I hear the phrase economic hitman. And when I hear that, that usually means there's some small group that's been assigned to go in and basically create this domino effect of destabilization, so then the other country, another powerful country, can come in and save the day, create the solution, be the problem. It's just this cycle that a lot of times goes into play, and unfortunately it works, so it's reinforced to keep happening. And so I'm not sure if I would call this a virus, but it feels like there was some kind of hacking at play. I hear the phrase junk code was put into their system, so even if they try to reboot, they can't sync turbines and generators the way that they would need to be. So it just leads to more inconsistency and less stability within the system, and ultimately I don't see that they have full control. I can't see a successful, like I said, full and reliable startup until some real concessions are made. And it looks as though they need to enlist the help from other countries before they get this up and running. It isn't that they're not capable and not competent, but they've been compromised and they're not going to be able to identify this junk code easily. It's as if some deals need to be settled and the junk code will disappear, and other countries' assistance just feels like a coincidence. So it's like a cascading effect. They make a deal, they make a negotiation, all is well, then things magically start to work. That's how I see it. It appears to be a coincidence, but it's not really a coincidence. Okay. The next question says, I wonder why Maduro is so quiet. One can seldom see him speaking in the news. Was the presidential election in May flawed, and why did the opposition boycott the elections? Was there anything like guns in those U.S. humanitarian aid trucks on the Venezuelan border? Chavez had problems with Delcy Rodriguez, the present vice president, and how is she doing now? Is Venezuela ever going to get its gold back from the UK? And what does UK plan to do with it now? And I have a link on the blog itself talking about Maduro, who he is, a little bit about him. And I got that Maduro is scared, and it's no secret. The state of the country, it's in the media. People see what is happening in this socialist-run country. The social system in places, it's falling apart, and the leadership, everybody's looking at the leadership and everybody's blaming Maduro for their problems. I get he's fearful of an assassination and therefore tries to stay hidden. And maybe attempts have been made already. I didn't see any, but I felt like that's what he was afraid of. Like he was kind of afraid to really be out there. He wants to be out there. He wants to appear strong. But he also has his reservations too. And the opposition is boycotting this because they feel Maduro is failing the people and he needs to be overthrown to regain the control of the country. And so when you ask about Delcy, she feels very angry and she feels like she's being forced to submit and she's really frustrated. I cannot see Venezuela getting their gold, and it feels as though it's being kept in some kind of collateral exchange for protection. Like, hey, you keep our gold in exchange for protecting us, or you have our back if some other country does try to come in and invade or overthrow things. It's almost like some kind of bartering thing that's maybe not made public, but behind the scenes being done. I look for the UK to put some kind of presence in Venezuela and basically start to look at the country as an investment. And it feels like an odd dynamic, and a lot of discussions are occurring with regard to that and trying to figure that out and what that would actually look like. Also looks like the UK is going to have some competition in regards to taking control, because Russia and the US also look interested in this geographic area because there's a wealth of natural resources there. And the unrest in Venezuela, it's difficult for people, and the area needs lots of love and light and hopes that they can come together rather than be so divided and fractured. And the real way to counteract the damage is to unite as a strong republic. There is so much division and it's so fractured. Everybody is so polarized as to what needs to happen. And it's almost like rather than have an opinion and everybody have a different thought, to come together at some kind of compromise so you can begin to collaborate and work forward. And that was all I had. I want to thank you for listening. Please feel free to leave a comment, like me, share me, all those wonderful things. It's great, and the support is amazing. And again, I'm Lynn with Psychic Focus at psychicfocus.blogspot.com. Thank you. Bye.